Welcome back, my friends, to the D-Rate the Hate podcast. I am your host, Wilt from wiltsworld.com, and this is episode number 80. Now, this is going to be a solo episode, and this week I am going to talk a little bit about envy. I think everybody knows, or most people know, maybe not most people, I don't know, who knows? But this week I'm going to talk about envy. It's one of the 7 deadly sins, something that a lot of people, I'm going to say, suffer from. And I say suffer because if you're engrossed with envy for the things, the talent, the money, the objects, whatever that other people have, it's seriously a problem. But we'll get into that in a bit. First, we did not create the hate, but with your help, we can derate the hate. It's all about bettering the world one attitude at a time. That's what we do with the D-Rate the Hate podcast. We try to better the world one attitude at a time. Now, whether that's with the value brought by our great guests or little snippets of my life, things that I've learned over the course of my life and all the mistakes that I've made, it's all about bettering the world. And it all starts with us as individuals. So what have you done today to make your life a better life? What have you done today to make the world a better place? It's all about us as individuals doing what we got to do to make the world a better place. So again, we did not create the hate, but with your help as an individual, we can derate the hate. You know, I always say bettering the world starts with us as individuals. And one way you as an individual can better your life and better the world is to share these episodes with your friends. Share these episodes far and wide, whether it be through social media, through email, voicemail, regular mail. Tell people about the DTH movement because it's only as good as those who get a chance to hear it. And I think there's a lot of important stuff that we put out in these episodes that can really make a difference in people's lives. So, you want to make a difference? Spread the word. The DTH movement is so important. Bettering the world one attitude at a time. And don't forget to leave us a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your audio. That's also very important. So come along on this journey with me, would you? All right, so let's talk a little bit about envy. So I was having this conversation the other day with a guy who happened to be out hunting, and the hunting party is made up of friends and friends of friends, and they were out hunting and four-wheeling and doing different things, right? And he tells me as he gets there, he's got his 2 four-wheelers on his trailer and pulls up. He's got a nice truck. He's done well for himself. He's worked hard his whole adult life, raised a good family, done a lot of things. But he's been working hard since he was a young man, and now he's in his mid-40s. And so picture this, he pulls up and he's got a nice Ram pickup if you're into Dodges. Not my bag, but if you're into Dodges, it's a nice pickup. Got a trailer with a couple four-wheelers on it. And as he's pulling them off, there's a guy there, right? A friend of a friend. It's not his friend, but a friend of a friend. And the guy says, "Those your four-wheelers?" "Yeah, those are my four-wheelers," he says. And, must be nice. Now, this just happened to catch him probably at the wrong moment, maybe, whatever. But I think the point that I'm about to make is solid, and the point that he was making to me is very solid. This guy. Let's just go back a second. Now, the guy that said this, it must be nice. The guy that said this is mid-30s, has never done anything with his life. He has made no real attempt to do anything. Probably lives in his mom's basement, sleeps on the couch. Hasn't put any effort into doing much of anything, right? And this is something that we see a lot nowadays, and if that's what you want to do, that's fine. If you've got parents that are going to put up with you being lazy and not doing anything with your life, and you're not really going to put in an effort, that's fine. But don't come at people who have been working since they were teenagers to better their lot in life and act like it's something that just happened, because things like that don't just happen. There may be exceptions to that rule, but the fact is the majority of the people that have stuff like that have it because they put forth a great effort to get there. And when somebody who never bothered putting in the effort or never bothered doing anything to better their lot in life, and they want to come at somebody like their rewards are not earned and there's no merit to what they've done with their life, then they can probably expect to get bit. Now, I've talked in this podcast several times about the concept, and no matter how right you think you are, being rude is always the wrong answer. And I truly believe that, but we are all human. And as I said, the gentleman that I'm talking about in this story, he may have been caught right at the wrong time, but he did not have the wherewithal to put up with that kind of nonsense from somebody else, and kind of went off on him about, well, maybe if you would have got off your mom's couch and done something with your life, you wouldn't be such a loser. Okay, that is not the way to go about it. I'm not endorsing that at all. Again, I am much more, at this point in my life, I am much more in the camp of no matter how right you think you are, being rude is the wrong answer. But nonetheless, people like that, the reason that I'm talking about is because envy. Envy is not healthy. Envy is anger, and anger leads to hate. And the reason that I bring it up in the Derate the Hate podcast is because there is an active campaign out there by certain people, a lot of them in politics, but a certain group of people like to breed envy amongst those who do not have things that others have and do not get to do things that others do and may have more than others have, but it's because they have worked harder for it. Now, again, there are exceptions to this. Nobody is saying that there aren't certain people who are born with a silver spoon, but those are exceptions to the rule. And they are very, very few and far between. The vast majority of the people who have nice things that other people get spun up over are people who worked hard for it. And it's not just things either. It's some people are more talented, some people are more driven, some people are smarter, and those people are naturally, if they're smarter, more talented, and more driven than others, they are probably going to have nicer things. And we can't just expect that that's not the case, because that comes along with freedom. It really does. Let's break it down. Envy, in its most natural definition, is a feeling of discontented or resentful longing aroused by someone else's possessions, qualities, or luck. Okay? Luck is part of it too. But the fact is envy is an emotion that builds hatred in those who, again, suffer from it. And I'll say suffer from it because envy, jealousy, those things don't do any good for anybody. And when you're driven by emotions of envy and jealousy, they often manifest themselves in resentment and hatred and make you miserable. So why would you do it? The only person that can prevent that is you. You as an individual have to be the one that says, I am not going to envy the stuff that my neighbor has or my friend has or my friend of my friend has. I can use that for good. I can use that longing to have the things that they have as motivation to work harder to get nicer things. But when you use envy as a catalyst for resentment or snarky remarks to people you have no business saying, oh, it must be nice. Like I've mentioned time and time again, friends, there is a concerted effort on the part of some out there who want to keep us divided, who want to keep us angry, who will accentuate everything they can about other people to keep us angry and resentful and whatever. And a lot of the ways they do that, whether it be the media or the politicians or whoever, they will use things like class warfare and look at so-and-so who's done so much and you have so little. So how does that make you feel? Look at them over there with those nice things. And I don't want to make a straw man argument here, but all you have to do is watch the news or flip on C-SPAN, MSNBC, NPR, or CNN, or whatever, and you'll see it. You'll see it day in and day out. And it's just heartbreaking that there are those out there that would, again, have or do things to try and separate us by building resentment between people, and life is full of disappointment. Life is bound to be messy. It's bound to be messy, and it's up to us to work through the messy and realize that there's a lot more to be grateful for than there is to be resentful for. I've talked about it in so many episodes, even going way back to episode 52, where I talked about the reticular activating system and, focusing on the positive things. I say it in every single episode. It's up to you to make each and every day the day that you want it to be. Well, if you allow those who wish to divide us and those who wish to keep you miserable to breed envy in your psyche and make you the type of person that would say, "Oh, it must be nice," instead of using that as a motivator. Oh, yeah, well, it certainly is nice. It certainly is nice that he's got that kind of stuff. What did he do to get that stuff? What did he do, and how can I emulate what he did to get that nice truck and the trailer and the four-wheelers? That's the productive way. That's the way that you make your life a better life. That's the way that you can make the world a better place. Look at those that have more than you do and try to emulate those people. Do they have a better attitude than you do? Do something to make your attitude better. Do they have more money than you do? How do they make that money? I mean, is it honest? If it's an honest way to make a living, how did they get to that point? Was it education? Was it experience? Was it showing up every day on time and making sure you put forth an extra effort every single day that you were on the clock? Maybe. Maybe it's just a matter of getting up and getting started, getting off the couch, not playing video games till 4 o'clock in the morning and then calling in sick because you're too tired to get up and go to work. These things are things that a lot of people won't say because it's a tough conversation to have. But it's the truth. It's often the truth. There's going to be exceptions to every rule. There is nothing that's 100% true when it comes to human beings. It's just not going to happen. So there's always going to be exceptions to the rule. But we cannot live life based on the exceptions. We have to live life based on the norm. And the fact is, most people that have nice things worked harder, sacrificed more, did more to get those things than those that do not have them. It is nice. It truly is nice. It is nice to have nice things. But it's also very gratifying to get those nice things because you worked hard for them. Don't be one of those that buys into the narrative spread by those who wish to divide us and be the, "Oh, it must be nice" guy. No. Use it as motivation. Get up off the couch. Get out there. Do something. Do something to get those nice things. And then somebody else can look at you and say, "Oh, it must be nice." And you can tell them, "Yes. Yes, it is nice. It is very nice. And I am so proud of myself for what I've done to get there." Anyways, this can be a pretty short episode. I got a lot going on this time of year. It's hunting season. My boy, 12 years old, just shot his first deer this past week on a hunting trip for a special youth hunt with his grandfather. So we are incredibly grateful for that. We are looking forward to a excellent deer hunt ourselves here coming up in a couple weeks. So much to be grateful for. Such a wonderful, wonderful life that we get to live. And I hope you're all part of it. I hope you come along for the ride. We got a lot of good things coming up on the Derate the Hate podcast. So much in our lives to be grateful for. I hope you do too. I hope you truly look at your life and accentuate the positive. Do not focus on the negative. There's a lot of negativity out there that you have to put aside and make sure that you focus on the positive. Again, that reticular activating system is so important for maintaining a happy and healthy lifestyle. So get out there, be kind to one another, be grateful for everything that you've got, and remember, it's up to you to make each and every day the day that you want it to be. If you've got something to say, email me, wilk@wilksworld.com. And friends, I'll say it again. It is so important that you help me help the world. Help me better the world one attitude at a time. Share these episodes. Download them. Get on Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. Follow us and share us with your friends on most social media platforms. And just be part of the DTH movement to better the world one attitude at a time. It's so important. We just do this to make it a better world. So with that, I am going to back on out of here and catch you next week. Take care.